Being arrested and sent back, you'd think that Gangsta would want to lay low and learn from his friend's mistakes.
No.
But this was not the case at all, even with Mosquito, George, and Toto being locked up. He had nobody left to run with in the streets, so to fill up his days, he actually enrolled back in school. He enrolled with a fake name and risked his freedom just so he could hang in the hallways and talk to girls.
He's still a teenager. He's 17. Nigga, what? You're gonna get caught.
Gangsta recalls this as the most fun and relaxing time of his life, as all he was focused on was having fun. While this kind of lifestyle would last for a few months as he awaited his friends returning from jail. Eventually, George and Mosquito would be released from jail, and Gangsta went right back to his old life in the streets.
George come home, so all three of us ran together now, robbing people, doing well. We got, get money. We had a big, long thumbcocker 4.4. We had a thumbcocker 357, 9mm, and Mac 11s and stuff.
The trio was absolutely.
Sit down, right there, don't go nowhere, little baby gon' shake that, 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 shake, yeah, I like that, bring that, right here, say sit down, right there, don't go nowhere, say yeah, I like that, bring that, right here, say sit down, right there, don't go nowhere.
Welcome back, we back to another reaction video. Today we're reacting to part 3 of Birdman's evil hit, man. How he caught 40 bodies, escaped prison, and is now helping the youth. This is a Swamp Stories video. Let's get right back into it. And last we left on him getting sent to Monroe at the finessing. Like, hey, he's blessed. He's clearly blessed.
He takes the 6-hour bus ride to Monroe with the mentality that he'll stay there for 3 years. But little does he know, LTI Monroe was not informed that he was coming. So when he arrives to the facility, they don't see his name on the list and they send him right back to New Orleans. So now
he's really the one. What?
He's on another 6-hour bus ride right back home.
What is this?
After being released, he walks right back to the Magnolia Projects.
My mother decided, brother said, Mama, guess what? I got a profit, bro. She said, hey, babe. She said, Terrence, you didn't break out again, did you? I said, no, Mama, they released me this time. This is for real.
Gangsta is excited to be home and so are his friends, so they decide to go out to the club to celebrate. So Gangsta, George, and a couple friends from the Melphamine Projects decide to go out. At this time, the Melf is beefing with the 7th Ward, so the group of guys are on tip ready if anything happens. So the night at the club goes by just fine, as the guys have no drama. Everyone empties out into the parking lot, and that's when Norris from the Melf sees his ops from the 7th Ward. He then turns to Gangsta and George, he points out his op, and that's all it takes. Instantly, George, Gangsta, and Norris from the Melf get ready to down the op. So they whip out Blicks, and in front of everyone they walk across the parking lot. There, they look at the man, and bam! Despite being hit 16 times, somehow the man survives. At this time in New Orleans, 99 out of 100 of these type of incidents would go unsolved. Although there were dozens of witnesses, nobody would ever dare tell on a group like them. So because of this, Gangsta, George, and Norris would go about their lives with zero worries. But little do they know, the man was so angry that he decided to tell police everything that happened. And just like that, Gangsta, George, and Norris are arrested for attempted murder.
Bro, y'all trying to take my life, bro?
So now with the witness testimony, Gangsta has to be cooked, right? Like, we know he's a magician, but I don't think he can escape this one.
So I had hit him up around the club like 10 times, then Norris, George went up and hit him 4 more times, but he survived. So he's coming to court on us now.
So not only did
Question, did y'all not walk him down? It just sounds crazy, but I'm just taking it all out of context. Just going straight into when you say you shot him 16 times. Yeah, y'all niggas didn't think headshot pop? No? What is, like, brother, you're a hitman. You barely hit him.
he give descriptions to police, but now he's coming to court to testify on the trio. So in other words, there's truly no escaping this one. However, for Norris, because he had no criminal record, the DA decided to be lenient and offer him 10 years of probation. George was getting the same deal, but for Terrence, the district attorney was not playing at all. Because of his horrible reputation and shenanigans of the past, the city of New Orleans wanted to wash him away. He was now facing 12 years in prison, and it was strongly looking like he was gonna get it. So this is when he's finally held accountable.
12 years for attempted murder? Alright.
But then Norris Crawford comes through and saves the day.
Norris get on the stand, they say, my name Norris Crawford. I'm the one that shot Ronald Stanfield. Terrence had nothing to do with it. Oh, the DA was ticked off.
So believe it or not, because of this, Terrence is released right back to the Magnolia Projects. Somehow he's able.
Bro, the power of friendship is unstoppable. It's literally unstoppable. Like, bro, this nigga is the main character. I don't know what to tell y'all. This nigga's really getting tokey. Like, what the f?
Able to escape literally every situation. While this situation did not scare him at all, because right as he got home, he went right back to his old lifestyle in the streets. Absolutely nothing changed in Terrence's mentality, except he started hanging with a new couple of guys.
This is a sitcom. Hold on, bro. Wait, hold on. I ain't want to pause again, but what happened to Norris? I was about to ask what happened to Norris. Because it said Norris got 10 years of probation. And then he said, I shot, bro. What? So he just got the 10 years of probation and he's fine? The DA is a dumbass? That's my conclusion.
While he was in jail fighting his case, he made friends with two specific people. First would be a guy named Dooney, a certified stepper from the 17th Ward. And second would be a guy that you would never expect. This would be Sterling, the same guy he had a standoff with a few years back. Well, while they were locked up, they ended up becoming close friends and agreeing to run the streets together once they get out.
I get out in 93, in September 93. Dooney and Sterling already home. I come home. Then Mosquito come home. So now all of us in the project, robbing, hitting legs, coming together, putting plans together. Dooney got to connect a Cuban, a Latino connect.
Just like that, the Magnolia Projects had a crew of 4 dangerous men running the streets. Gangsta, Dooney, Sterling, and Mosquito were inseparable and definitely unstoppable too. They wanted to be rich, feared, and glamorized in New Orleans. They were already dangerous and feared, so to run up the money, they started moving serious weight in the streets. But unlike Birdman and Slim, they weren't business savvy and they kept blowing all of their money. So for a while, here's how it would go. First, they'd sell a bunch of you-know-what, and then they'd blow all of the profits. Then, once they realized they were broke, they would find a new supplier to rob. They were basically like a group of steppers who were trying to compete with real hustlers and kingpins. Well, once Birdman heard that they were broke, he decided to do his little brother a favor. He decided to front them some cash and a whole lot of product.
Finally!
So having Birdman come through, and he front all us a kilo of came through, hit us all y'all go.
Obviously, Gangsta was thankful for his big bro, but Sterling, well, he had other plans.
I saw it in Sterling now he want to rob. I'm like, no, don't do that. No, we can't rob no thief, but we ain't doing that.
Not only could Gangsta sense that Sterling wanted to rob him, but Birdman could too. So after stuffing their pockets, Birdman pulls Gangsta to the side and asks him a crazy question.
He didn't ask him a crazy question. He said, what's to that nigga? Niggas can peep Bobs, bruh. Hey, bruh, you gonna have to go handle that. Like, bruh, it's very simple. That's why you should have met Birdman Dolly. What? Look, I'm gonna go meet my brother. I'm gonna go get it, and then we gonna hood. Break it down. Not about to, no. Not about to let you just, yeah, bruh, let me meet him too. Bro, I know you, we be robbing niggas together. No. What?
I remember him calling me to the bar, asking me, like, if it came down to it, would I take one of them out?
Not Mosquito.
Even though Birdman's his blood brother, his friends are way closer and much more dear to him at this time. So in his heart, he knows very well that he would never eliminate one of his 3 friends. However, he also knows that if he doesn't please his big brother, he might not make it out of the question.
I'm just Birdman.
Of course I'm gonna get it right. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I had him. I pick one of them. But in my heart, I'm like, this is my brothers here. We run the street together. So if I'm like, no, I wouldn't do that. I might not make it. I'm going to the grave.
I'm a cap.
Man, might hit my head. So I gotta give him the answer you want to hear.
Hey, I'm in support line, but I'm capping in that instance.
What a cold way to have to live. Not only does it show that he believed that his own brother would whack him, but it also shows the deep loyalty he had for his friends. The 4 of them were real brothers, through thick and thin, in a city full of snakes. Gangsta, Sterling, Mosquito, and Dooney were truly an unstoppable force in New Orleans. Within a few months, all of their wishes were coming true as they were becoming real New Orleans superstars. And because of this, they were given a special name by the girls in the projects.
These girls at the project, they be calling y'all Hotboyz. Yeah.
Gangsta absolutely loved the name as it represented being young with money, feared, and admired by all. And just like that,
no, it represented y'all niggas being crash outs and willing to tweak at any moment. Y'all niggas go from 0 to 10,000 in 0.2 seconds. Ridiculous. Like, y'all is the original crash dummies. And it just called the Hotboyz. This is a great group name, but y'all are crash dummies. Respectfully.
They started calling themselves the Hotboyz of the Magnolia. So now welcome to the Hotboy era. Well, although they had 4 main members, the group was actually larger than just them.
George, Mike,
the Magnolia. So now welcome to the Hotboy era. Well, although they had 4 main members, the group was
Hey, what is this fruity ass picture? Brother, that nigga is sitting in your lap, brother. Are you Santa, brother? But don't tell me that's Terrence Williams and that's Mosquito, cause what the hell? Nah, that gotta be Mosquito. Bro, it don't matter who it is. Y'all niggas, and this thing got a unibrow like 80. Y'all niggas is weird. Respectfully. There should be a female in your lap. Respectfully.
Actually larger than just them.
George, Mike, Mosquito. You know, we had all these people that were Hotboyz. The only reason why the 4 of us stood out is because Mike, and George ain't go to doing a life sentence for something they didn't do. You got Stone, the big dog, getting money. You got Skip Boo over here. You got Lawler Black, Soulja Slim, Dougaloo, all of them hanging over here. It's just Sterling, Dooney, Mosquito, and myself hung together every day. We all hung together every day, wore each other clothes. So it was like, hey, we the Hotboy, we click tight.
Now that the Hotboyz were official and taking over the streets, Gangsta wanted to lay down some laws. We never rob each other, cross each other, hurt anyone innocent, and most importantly, we never snitch. So in order to convey...
How you gonna break the last rule? 1. 2, you never hurt nobody innocent. You gonna establish this rule after you did a lot of things to a lot of innocent people. But you shot up that man V, and he was clearly a civilian. But that's besides the point. It really doesn't matter. At least you got morals now, I guess. You got a code now. Now let's see who breaks it first, because it always happens.
These rules, Gangsta ordered a roundtable meeting with all of the members plus Birdman and Slim.
We all had sat at the round table talking, right? So as I'm looking around the table, with these killers around them, Birdman, everybody, we get money. I was like, listen, man. As we sit down, we talk about things, do what you don't do, da-da-da. That's when all the rules come about. I was very vocal. So I'm looking at Birdman, I'm like, if you ever get stopped by the police or if you ever get hemmed up, don't talk to the police. Do not get no statements. That's a violation. I made all these rules. That's why now, in this day and time, I don't get mad or be upset with none of them because I made those rules. Don't sit down, don't never talk with the police. Don't never, go under an interrogation. I want my lawyer. I knew better. When I was in my juvenile state, when that man wanted me to give a statement when I was a juvenile, I said, I want my lawyer. My mother had to coach me on the phone, telling me you don't want to talk, you want your lawyer.
So now that the rules were set, the Hotboyz were out in the streets for money, power, and blood if they need to. I emphasize if they need to because at first, the Hotboyz really had no rivals. Even though Gangsta, Dooney, and Sterling had a bunch of bodies before the Hotboyz, none of them had any lingering beef. In fact, to this point between Mosquito and Gangsta, they had 12 combined bodies, none of them involving any type of beef. So other than a small and lingering beef between the Magnolia and 10th Ward, the Hotboyz really had nobody to worry about. Instead, they were simply focused on being the hottest thing in New Orleans, getting all the girls.
This nigga hand is grabbing that leg. I'm sorry, I got distracted. What the Ew. Stop touching me.
Getting all the money. Gangsta, Sterling, Dooney, and Mosquito were rising superstars. But what if I told you that they weren't even the most popular hot boy? That introduces us to a young man named James Tapp, commonly known at the time as Magnolia Slim. As the name suggests, Slim was born and raised in the projects, and he was known as a hustler that nobody wanted to mess with. He was a tall and skinny moneymaker, but was ready to go to war over the Hotboyz. However, aside from his street life, Slim was also a very talented rapper. Early on, he would make a name for himself rapping in the projects, but then he would progress to performing at block parties and even high school proms. Then, by 1993, Slim was only 16 years old and already the hottest up-and-coming rapper in the city. He started being recognized all over the region and was even booked for his first show. That takes us to November 14th, 1993. It's a huge day for the Hotboyz as Slim is set to perform for the very first time in New Orleans. It's actually a real concert and everyone from the city is flooding in to watch. Obviously, most people are there to support a new local star, but in a city like New Orleans, you'll also have a bunch of haters too. Well, everyone floods into the concert by 10 p.m. and that's when Slim finally hits the stage. As soon as he hits the stage, the 16-year-old star is overwhelmed by cheering fans. It's a huge moment not only for Slim and his family, but also the Hotboyz who were all in the concert. But then out of nowhere, a hater pops up and tries to spoil the performance.
This fool get on the stage and caught himself trying to diss Magnolia Slim. How you diss one of the hottest upcoming rappers in our city, and we deep in here this day?
Yeah, you going?
Little does he know the Hotboyz are all in the concert and are always ready to handle business. As you know, they've eliminated people for much less. Well, as soon as they notice him, the Hotboyz rush towards the stage and tell him to get down.
He on the stage, we like, ooh, get the F off the stage, that third wall. He was like, all right, y'all got that, get off the stage.
This right here definitely could have had lethal consequences, but thankfully the Hotboyz allowed him to apologize.
They don't play
the reason that they didn't harm the guy is because they didn't want to ruin Slim's special night. They wanted him to end his concert on a positive note. However, this would not be possible.
So Slim punched him in the face. No?
Just 5 minutes after the hater hopped on stage, another hater tries to ruin the night. While all of the Hotboyz are focused on the concert, a random man walks up to one of their little homies and socks him in the face. The teenager is discombobulated, he looks around for help, and nobody's paying attention. So instead of fighting back, he heads for the exit and waits in the parking lot. He waits there for 20 minutes until the concert ends and all of the Hotboyz come outside. He doesn't tell them what happened out of embarrassment, but someone else does. A friend of Gangsta's from the Calliope walks up to him and tells him what he witnessed somebody do to his younger homie. He also tells him that the little homie didn't fight back and he wants to know what's up with that. Gangsta doesn't believe it, as in his mind there's no way one of his younger homies wouldn't fight back. So he calls him over and asks him one simple question. Did you get punched in the face?
Yes.
He tells him yes, and then Gangsta asks him to point out exactly who did it. He points to a man across the parking lot, and Gangsta says nothing and turns around to his homies.
Bruh, in the parking lot, bruh, just beat him. Like, don't I know y'all gonna shoot him. Just beat him. Damn. Goofy ass.
He whispers something in their ears, and they all began walking across the parking lot. So in front of over 100 people, they walk right up to the man and make a horrible decision.
We saw the dude when we got outside. He got killed.
Remember, and if you know the pod, hold on, pop. There's a reminder. I hate y'all. I ain't kinda hot. I'm signing. I sweat bullets in the bank. It's my time.
So not even on Slim's big day could the Hotboyz go without doing something reckless. Doing this simply because of a punch and doing it in front of 100 people with no mask is actually crazy. But in New Orleans, this is just a regular occurrence, and the craziest part is that out of all the witnesses, not a single person would talk to police. But regardless of all these people not testifying, this still left a terrible impression for the Hotboyz.
That's wild.
If you heard a story like this, you'd want to get out of these people's way by any means. But in New Orleans, this meant that everyone wanted to try them. Like, oh yeah, y'all think y'all are dangerous? Well, watch this. Now it was pretty much like bragging rights. If you were able to do something to a Hotboy,
you could take one of them out the game,
top dog in New Orleans. So just 1 week after the concert, someone would try the Hotboyz once again, with this time Gangsta being the target. This sounds like a bad idea. It's a late afternoon in the Magnolia Projects, and Gangsta is posted on Washington
like,
with
this
some
is his
things
anime.
for sale.
He's just living in it.
At 7 p.m., a man that he's never seen before walks up to him and says he wants to buy something. The guy does not look like a user, so Gangsta is skeptical. So naturally, he pauses everything in fear that the man could be an undercover officer. But instead, the situation is even worse. The man quickly whips out a blick and points it at Gangsta. He tells him to give up everything. Mosquito notices what's happening from across the street and instantly sprints over.
Dude pulled out the little gun on me, 38, to rob me.
Your favorite gun too is crazy.
Mosquito just hit him up. Hit him.
Hey, that's self-defense. On God.
That was one of those situations where he had my back because, as you remember, when we first started out around there, the guy was choking him, trying to take a crack from him. And I shot the guy for him. So it was one of the ways, it was one of them things where my bro had my back.
Finally, Mosquito was able to pay him back for saving him a few years back. Well, even though they handled the situation and eliminated the robber, they were still pissed that anyone would try them. So once they found out who the man was, they decided to return the favor on the robber's friends.
Oh, they spinning. God damn it.
Mosquito and Gangsta head over to the block that the robber claimed, the backside of the Callio Projects.
Right behind, back to what Booker T. Washington. We watching him.
Booker T was there? Yo, you're slow.
Selling. He got his money out count.
As soon as they see the money, Gangsta and Mosquito hop out and go over to rob him.
Let's run down on him. Man, let me get that. Ain't giving up nothing. Cussing, talking crazy.
The man doesn't want to give anything up and starts talking crazy to the Hotboyz. That's when they turn the 211 to a 187.
Opened fire on him. And still took the money. And took his gun.
The victim wasn't well known and wasn't from the Calliope either, so this thankfully did not start a beef. But regardless, at this point, Mosquito was completely out of control.
Mosquito was just trigger happy. After he had bust that gun that first time, there was no looking back for him. Now that I'm old, I sit back senseless homicides. It wasn't nothing like tied to street like our drugs or this one beefing with this or this was.
Yeah, bro, y'all was just catching bodies to catch bodies. Like it was fun. Like that was your thing. Like it was like your attribute. Like if it was a video game, it's like, yeah, bro, these niggas take vehicles. Okay, these niggas do home invasions. We shoot people and take lives. Like, bro, like, damn. I'm glad it wasn't an all-rounder running the crew. That nigga would have been running for real. See, y'all got all the abilities. Nigga, what the fuck?
It was like, periodically, might go over here, take a hit, or might go over here and rob this person, or this person say something wrong out his mouth. What are we talking about?
Like, I have no organizational skills.
It was one of them situations, because once Mosquito got his hand on a gun, it was crazy.
This is how the Hotboyz transition from hustlers that you don't want to mess with to cold gangsters who will rob you, cross you, or eliminate you just because they want to be bad. And with this mentality, they were bound to make everyone in New Orleans their enemy. Nobody likes a thief, and definitely not a thief who will cross their own allies. To this point, thankfully, the whole Third Ward was unified as the Magnolia, Melf, and Callio could hang out in each other's projects. It was always the Third Ward versus everyone. But then, the Hotboyz would somehow ruin everything.
How?
So here is the crazy story of how it all starts.
Yeah, let it rock.
Finding an affordable place to live is really hard. There are a lot of things standing in the way, like minimum credit scores and 12-month leases. Not to mention
In 1994, the biggest kingpin in the Melf had a baby mother who lived in the Magnolia.
Okay.
And because of the Magnolia and Melf's close relationship, he felt safe using his baby mom's apartment as a stash house.
It's getting robbed.
These guys are my allies, so I never have to worry about them robbing me, right? Well, this guy was only familiar with the old Magnolia. He didn't know how the new Hotboyz were operating.
One of these big dogs out their project had a baby mother living in our project. He had like 5 kilos hid in her house. He was in college. One of the females out the Magnolia was.
Hold up. Now I know it's wild that I just put the applause on, but bro, they just said that niggas in college. That's the first instance I've heard of anybody mentioning any further education besides high school. Damn.
Hanging with her, cool with her, went back and told one of the guys in the know, like, you know, bro, the Melf got there in such and such house. What? They go in there and steal a.
Gangsta admittedly had nothing to do with this, but his friend's actions had serious consequences. When the man finds out, he's absolutely pissed, and he wants to know whether his baby mother set him up, or if the Magnolia boys did him cold. So the man starts asking around who did it, just to find out that the Hotboyz are bragging about the incident. The man cannot believe it. He tells everyone in the Melf what happened, and they collectively decide that all relations are done with the Magnolia projects. They officially declare a beef with the Magnolia, but more specifically with the Hotboyz.
Now the guys at the Melf, they not soft. They going too, so a war broke out. We were like this. If it's beef, whenever we see you, we're gonna fight. We're gonna make it known we beefing. It wasn't no one-on-ones where we're gonna shoot when we see each other. We did mean mugging and keep going until we get our gun. No, when we see each other, we gonna work.
So now the beef is on. 2 major heavyweights at odds. The Melf versus the Magnolia. Nobody expected this to ever happen.
Y'all need better
so
rules.
Here's how it initially turns out. From
Y'all do need better rules, bro, because he said we not gonna mean mug each other until we get our guns on us. Like, we gonna fight right there. Nigga, that fight not gonna solve nothing, bro. That nigga want his money back. When you took 5 kilos, bro, he ready to take all y'all niggas. Bro, you better keep that thing on you or you slow.
June to November of 1994, the Melphamine Project lost 11 people, and according to the paperwork, Mosquito and Gangsta were responsible for 9 of these. For one project to lose 11 people in under a year is pretty much unheard of, but in a city like New Orleans, this is how serious the beefs can get, especially in 1994. In fact, in 1994, the city of New Orleans saw 424 homicides. This is the second deadliest year ever recorded in American history, just behind East Palo Alto in 1992. This was a time where truly every single day in New Orleans could be your last. Bodies were dropping left and right in the city of New Orleans, and the craziest part is that none of these included a hot boy.
That's the crazy part.
Well, according
like,
to Gangsta, there really wasn't a reason for this. They were just getting lucky, I guess.
Yeah.
But as you know, in the street life, what goes around also comes around eventually. Unless you move to another city and stay there forever, or you just hide in the house, you will get touched. However, for Gangsta, he would be arrested in early 1995, which may have actually saved his life.
Yeah, prison do be saving a lot of niggas. Respectfully. That's why you be like,
he was initially charged with attempted murder, but pled down to assault and was given 1 year in prison. So from April of 1995 to May of 1996, Gangsta was located in WCI prison. The judge decided to sentence him lightly with the hopes that he would change his life around once he got out. But come on, guys. But to his credit and in his defense, when he got out, all he wanted to do was have some fun.
But his fun is weird fun though. Like bodies
and
dropping.
That takes us to June 1st, 1996.
Hey, 96.
It's a huge day in New Orleans as the annual Super Fair takes place in the Superdome. Here, everyone can enjoy fun activities, dress up in fresh gear, and holler at new girls. Typically, large gatherings in New Orleans do not end well, but thankfully this venue has heavy security and metal detectors, so everyone can leave the beef at home. So on this day, Mosquito, Gangsta, and the rest of the Hotboyz roll into the fair with no beef on their minds. However, the beef with the Melf is still strong, but who's going to initiate a beef in this kind of setting? Well, at least that's what the Hotboyz are thinking.
OG Booby Black, Myself, we was in the fair. Back then, in the Dome, Coca-Cola had a fair in the Dome, the Superdome.
As the Hotboyz are mobbing through the fair, they notice a crew of guys from the Melf. The Melf approach them quickly and seemingly want to fight, so the two sides clash in the middle of the fair and they start throwing hands. Little do the Hotboyz know the Melf were able to grab knives off of a booth at the fair, so while they're trying to throw hands, the Melf start poking them up. First, Mosquito gets hit in the shoulder and instantly runs away to safety.
Smart.
Now me and Lil Cornell fighting at the Melf. He got his head down, so I don't know, he got a little steak knife in the fair. He hits me in my chest, right up on the. I said, oh, he got a knife. Now his feet don't feel me. Now I got to go. Now I got to bail up out of here. He boy got a weapon.
So Gangsta runs for his life and is able to reunite with his friends, and that's when he notices something crucial.
It was a raised stain on my shirt, so I raised my shirt up and it's making noise, doing like that. So I'm like, oh. So the girl's like, ah. So I fell down. Cause I want the attention, right? They called the ambulance. I should have never did that because they charged me for getting an ambulance just to go right up the block to Charity Hospital.
Gangsta is able to make it to the hospital in time, where the doctors are able to stop his wound and stitch up his lungs.
But my lungs had collapsed, so they gave me like 30-something staples down my stomach.
He thankfully survived this scary incident,
but
this right here was what brought him right back into stepping after his prison sentence. He now knew that the Melf were determined to get him gone, so he needed to move accordingly.
Yeah, they just tried to take my life.
And now we're 2 weeks after the fair, June 15th, 1996. It's a Saturday afternoon, and Gangsta and the Hotboyz are across the river, ducking low, seeing what they're gonna do for the night.
It's a rainy, where it's like, it finished raining, I mean. You know, I'd be still looking kind of dark, streets so bad. I wanted to go and kill nobody's, the females we knew. But some of my homeboys didn't have no girls, so all of them didn't want to go because they didn't have a girl back then. So it was like, man, we're going back to the project. I was out older because I was riding in a car with them. Go back in the project.
So he's driven back to the Magnolia, and they're all outside posted with nothing to do. As they're hanging out on the block, an ice cream truck pulls up and a girl asks Mosquito for a quarter. So Mosquito hands her a quarter to get the ice cream, and for whatever reason, this makes Terrence really mad.
She asked Mosquito for a quarter, he give her a quarter to get out. I said, you gonna give her a quarter? I said, when them boys the Melf come back here, I'm the one gotta go to war with you. And you can give her a quarter, and you and him fussing about his money.
Gangsta was
Nigga, what? Brother, it's a quarter. Y'all niggas get money on. Y'all just... Bro, what is he talking about right now? Like what? What? Y'all fighting over hoes and bitches?
already upset that his boys didn't want to go to Kenner, and now this makes him even more mad. But then out of nowhere, something completely changes his mood for the better.
So at this time, I'm kneeling down. Pretty fine girl named Carmelita walked past me, walk out in the street. She turned around, she said, so we heard talking, we started talking. I said, where you from? She's talking about the tent wall. I said, oh, I'm coming back there in the same time. She said, boy, you can't come back there. I got offended instantly. What you mean I can't come back there? She said, you shot that boy back there. That's my baby daddy. Damn. I said, oh. She said, so I'm gonna come back here by you because I don't want them to tell me I set you up or something like that.
Boy, it's a cold game. Boy, you done took her baby daddy life, bro, and she about to throw you the... Man, these hoes ain't nothing. Matter of fact, these hoes everything. What?
That's cool.
So the girl tells him that she's gonna take the bus home, get herself ready, and then come back to Terrence. Obviously, he's not gonna let her walk and sit at the bus stop alone, so he takes her over there across on the other side of the project.
4 blocks from my house now, on the old side of the project, from my gun. It gets dark when the bus finally comes. She get on the bus and I'm walking back up Washington Avenue. I see a man, like, you know how somebody walk past and they kind of scare me, run out to the street every light. I walked up a few more steps. That's when I hear, gangsta, gangsta. Instead of me looking across the street where the voice coming from, there's a guy by the store. He's calling for me. He's trying to alert me that there's a guy behind me that have a gun. Gangsta, gangsta. I look back. It's a husky guy with a hat and a mask running toward me with a 40. Now, mind you,
He
I got
in slow motion?
the staples in my stomach, so I got to go. Boom, 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 boom. He started to hit.
Got pop.
When I hit the ground, I turned around and looked up at him. Because in my mind, I got to get up.
Right.
If I don't get up, he's going to dog me on this ground. Before I jump up, he shot again and fired me.
You got shot in
So
the
I
face?
jump up, looking at him. He looking at me. We looking eye to eye. But I can't really make out who he is because he got a handkerchief here, got the hat down, but he's kind of heavy set.
Oh, he was ready for you.
And I run in the alley. He run off.
He then tries to flag down anyone who can help and bring him to the hospital.
Mosquito.
When I go in the alley,
Mosquito.
about this light-skinned guy, older guy. I said, man, let me in. Somebody just shot Mel. Let me know. He looked.
Hell no.
I ain't crazy. You come back here to kill me. He take out running because he's a crackhead. He's spooky. He heard the shit.
Nigga said, boy, I ain't crazy. Objectively, sir, yes, you are. But the crackhead said he ain't crazy is the craziest sentence you ever heard. What? I'm shot. Nigga, help me.
Shot, so he thinking I'm coming to do him. I said, man, that's crazy. I laugh a little bit. I
What?
went to this other house. The man let me in the house. I sat on the chair. That's when Mosquito, Big G, come running back. Gangsta, gang, wait. I said, man, here. I got up. As soon as I got up, I put my arms around Mosquito and Big G. All from my waist on down, just went dead.
Adrenaline in a mother, ain't it? But that's saved your life.
Gangsta is rushed to the hospital and things are not looking good. The ambulance makes it to Charity Hospital and doctors try to perform miracle surgery. While they're trying to save him, all of his friends are gathered around in the waiting room. They assume that he probably won't make it, and because of this, they want instant revenge.
Yeah, we spinning.
So without any investigation, they collectively decide that it must have been the MILF, and they want to get back at them right away. So directly from the hospital, the Hotboyz hop in 2 cars and head over to the MILF. They're so angry and hellbent on revenge that they can't even think logically. So as soon as they arrive to the rival projects, they start unleashing at anyone outside.
Oh, God.
During the incident, a couple guys from the MILF get injured and they're rushed to the same charity hospital. So now with both Gangsta and guys from the MILF in surgery,
That makes sense to
both
y'all?
projects are waiting in the waiting room.
The guys out the MILF, they in the hospital. They come to the hospital to see their people.
Right.
OG Booby Black Kid Star in the hospital, so if they leaving to go do something, go to the elevator, they come in, get off the elevator, they meet up, they up guns in the hospital.
Not in the spittle. They bugging, bro.
And now they in the hospital, they meet up, and now guns are drawn. My mother come like, yo, stop, they put them. Calm down.
This could have been really ugly, but thankfully both sides are able to calm down and they begin to talk it out. The MILF explained that they didn't even know that something had happened to Gangsta, and of course that they had nothing to do with it. Of course, due to the beef, the Hotboyz are not so certain, but the only way to know is to wait for Gangsta to survive the surgery. So in the meantime, everyone is waiting in the hospital for Gangsta to come out and to tell them who did it. Finally, he makes it out of the surgery and he tells the Hotboyz that it wasn't the MILF who did it. He tells them that he doesn't know exactly who it was, but it definitely was not somebody he recognizes from the MILF.
Bro, what does that mean? That could just be that could just mean it's a new young nigga trying to get a stain. Anyway, I think this is about that time. Yeah, that is that timetable. We're gonna stop it right there. Again, this was Birdman's evil hitman, how he caught 40 bodies, escaped prison, how he's now helping the youth. I think he's at like 20 bodies or something like that, probably like 22 bodies now. But we're halfway there. So probably 2 more parts. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, share the video, share your comments on the video in the comment section below, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Stay safe, y'all.
See this man turn me into a monster. Hey, I'm in God mode, can't stop. I'm booked to live as a conquer. All this pain got me feeling the conquer. See this game turn me into a monster. I'm in God mode, can't stop, can't stop. Hey, all that pain got me feeling jaded. Many Utero in the making, still plugged into the mix, but lagging out before the update. Drop back in different times, same location.